wearing the cross. You will have victory over Maxentius. So Constantine won over Maxentius, and then as a gratitude he declared the Edict of Milan in 330. Still he had some opposition from his in-laws and other people. Only in 324 he got the complete control over the Roman Empire. So this is the political background. Then the empire, now he assumed the office as what we call a Caesaropapism. Caesar becomes the pope. Of course, Pope is given the Lateran Palace, all those things are given, but now Caesar becomes the Pope. Then he said, it is his divine command to convene a council. Because the empire is divided on the question of Arianism, so he wanted to have a council, so he decided to convene a council. He sent summons to all bishops to attend. Not all the bishops in the western part of the empire could attend, but many from the eastern part attended. Then the Emperor Constantine had a solemn entry into the council. Then his opening verse where he said, I consider the dissensions in the church more dreadful and more painful than any other war. That was his opening remarks. The dissensions in the church are more dreadful than any other thing in the empire, any other war in the empire. So he started this council, and beautiful narration is given by Eusebius of Caesarea, saying that the bishops coming and attending the council with wounds of the result of the persecution. But they were happy now because they have got full freedom. So we have also, we do not know exactly who was the who presided over the council sessions. But majority of the people, some argue that Osius of Cordoba, one Spanish theologian of the Emperor Constantine, might have presided over. Or we have also other examples like the papal representatives like Vitus or Vincentius, or some people say that no, maybe Alexander of Alexandria might have presided over, because we don't have any written document except that of the narrative of the council from the secretarial point of view. Only the narration of Eusebius, that is not fully, we cannot say that is also a little bit biased, because he was always praising Constantine, etc., etc., etc. And the participants number, one Hilario Poitiers, he mentioned that 318, but that was not the actual number. Some people say in between 250 and 300, or 220 to 250 might have attended. The signature, some of the signatures, from that we understand that less than 300. Why we have 318? The reason is Genesis 14:14, where it says that Abraham had 318 servants. So they said that it's a sacrosanct number. 318 is a sacrosanct number. Even today, the Easterners, when they say that we have the Council of Nicaea, they say that the Nicene Creed is the creed of the 318 fathers. 318 fathers. So we have the council, then we have the presidential address, already I have mentioned, done by our emperor, the imperial address, then we have the president address, the community, the members, etc., etc., etc. And regarding the theological question, there are three groups of people. One group under the leadership of Athanasius or Alexander of Alexandria, the radical group against Arianism. The radical group against Arianism, strongly against Arianism. They were the majority people. And the second category of people were a moderate group. They were not supporting Arius and his teachings, but they were they wanted to have a settlement, reconciliation of areas. And that is headed by Eusebius of Caesarea. And the third group is headed by, of course, you know, that is headed by Arius and Eusebius of Nicaea and other people. Then Constantine, every now and then he was influenced. He said, we have to use the term homoousios. Homoousios, a Greek version of the Latin consubstantialis. That is, that the Father and the Son were consubstantial, sharing the same divine substance. And that has become the key word for the Nicene Creed. That has become the key word for the Nicene Creed. You can remember homoousios. There are differences of opinion. Some people say it was due to the influence of the Easterners and all those things are there, but we have no time to. Homoousios could mean that Father, Son and the Holy Spirit partook in the same divine substance. But it would also mean that they were literally identical with no distinction among them. That is the danger of these homoousios. That is why a group of people later opposed it. But the bishops gathered there, accepted it because the emperor paid the ticket for them and good accommodation was given to the bishop. They are very happy with that. And after the council, you know, that sumptuous dinner was given and a number of gifts were given to the bishops. Bishops are also very happy with the opinion of the emperor. And finally, they thought, forgetting all the opposition from other groups, they thought it would be better to accept this as a compromising term, homoousios, to settle the issue. And thus we have the Nicene Creed. The Nicene Creed is a foundational settlement of or statement of Christian faith, summarizing core beliefs about God, Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit as one God in three persons, the Trinity. So this is the most important the statement of faith in the early church. That is why we have this Nicene Council. Nicene Creed is a foundational statement of Christian faith, summarizing core beliefs about God, Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit as one God in three persons, the Trinity. It reflects the theological development of early Christianity. The orthodox theological teaching of the early Christianity. And two problems now. Where is the origin? The first one is the place of origin of this creed. And secondly, the Nicene Creed's author. Who is the author of the creed? Regarding the first, the commonly accepted view is that the creed was derived from the baptismal formula of Caesarea, put forward by Bishop of that Caesarea, or Eusebius of Caesarea. So some people say that it is the baptismal formula of the Christian faithful of Caesarea area, and put forward by the bishop of that place, that is Eusebius of Caesarea. Modern view is that the Nicene Creed bears the closest affinity to the Creed of Jerusalem. That is the modern view. Modern view is that is the Creed of Jerusalem. No definite settlement is reached on this point, but the modern theologians and the modern church historians, they say that it is the Creed of Jerusalem, and that it developed from the original form which existed in Jerusalem, or at any rate somewhere in Palestine. So the Caesarea, then of course we have in Palestine. There is evidence to show that the Nicene Creed was a revision of the baptismal creed of the Church of Jerusalem, which is the mother church of Jerusalem. The Nicene Creed of today was formulated in the Council of Constantinople in 381. So what we celebrate today is the Nicene Constantinople Creed. At the end of the presentation I will show you that, but little bit complicated. That is why Easterners don't like that Nicene Constantinople Creed followed by the Western Church. You know that filioque question. If time permits, I can speak about it afterwards. But the creed of that Nicaea produced affirms that the Father and the Son are homoousios. But the council never